Can we talk about your birthday?
Can we talk about my birthday?
I'm asking, can we?
We can talk about my birthday.
So, you like to keep your birthday secret. You don't tell people in advance. It's either you hope people have it on their calendars marked, or you're kind of hoping to slip under the radar. And that bothers me because you should be celebrated. The day you came out of the vaginal canal is a day that the world got a little brighter. Okay? So we got to celebrate Adam.
I don't know if we need to celebrate by talking about my mom's.
Mega Dads Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the mega dads, the mega moms, but not the mega kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
I think you give this too much thought. It's somewhere in the middle. I don't put a lot of emphasis on my birthday anymore. So I did announce in the Discord that I was thinking of playing Walkabout on my birthday weekend, but it wasn't a hey, look, it's my birthday kind of thing. It was more just like that would be a fun thing to do. But like at this point in my life, maybe it's different for you or other people, but it's not that it's just another day, but like it's not a huge thing anymore.
When I remember that it's your birthday, it's the same feeling I get when you realize that your dog is like really old. It's like, oh man, my dog's like 16, 18. And that's the way I think about you. And I'm just like, oh, this
How many years you got left?
Yeah, you're
take him to the park.
This is your swan song. It's like the credits are rolling. And it's like it's almost over, and I just you got to soak up life while you can. You got to grab it by the testicles and just fully embrace.
You want to come
life.
rub my tummy?
Yeah, I could rub your tummy. Sure.
Okay.
You need tummy rubs.
It is my birthday this weekend.
Plans. What do you got? I remember last year you were going to have your annual sex, but then I think your in-laws came and invited themselves over or something like that.
Last year my in-laws just showed up out of the blue.
Yeah.
You
don't do that on the birthday weekend.
I remember that.
Like that's your day. That's your
so,
time to shine.
I was so like, wait, what's happening now? So this year, the only plans that we have is today I'm going to see Alien Romulus. So very excited. My mom is going to come and watch the kids. So like we've talked about before, very limited babysitter credit. Like you get it where you can. I ended up going to see Wolverine and Deadpool by myself because we couldn't get a babysitter. And that was just super weird. Like I mean, I enjoyed it obviously because it was a great movie, but like going to see a movie alone, when you've had somebody to go to the movies with forever is just really a weird experience. You feel kind of like a weirdo or a pervert, You're just kind of like, I wonder if people are looking at me like, why is this guy alone? He's too old to be alone,
I've been going alone too because the movies lately have been too violent, gory, or for one reason or another, my wife like shouldn't go or doesn't want to go. So I took her to see Alien Romulus.
You did.
And
you guys went together.
She cannot handle violence. She cannot handle gore. She doesn't like horror.
That probably wasn't the best choice then.
She's never coming with me again. She's never coming again. Like the nightmares, like it's wild. So enjoy yourself.
I am so excited. Like I'm a guy that loves to go to the movies. And like I said, I like to go with people. So I remember, I'm old enough. I've been alive for most of the Alien movies. I think the first one was made like a couple of years before I was born, but I remember seeing Alien 3 in the theater with my dad, being way too young to see an Alien movie in the theater. And that movie sucks ass. So like that was a bad experience, but I remember seeing Alien Resurrection. I I remember going to see Prometheus. So like I try to go to these. I like this series. I like this series a lot. And I know JB loves this series too. So I'm hoping that the most of us on the team at least will have seen this so we can discuss it. The spoilers are getting everywhere. Like even more than
Don't watch them. Yeah.
even more than Wolverine Deadpool, I'm finding myself having to dodge spoilers for this movie, which is weird. So yeah, I'm excited to go see it today. How are you doing?
Best day of my life. Best day of my life. We have a block party today, so gearing up for that. They're gonna stand outside and meet the neighbors and mingle. The kids are gonna be playing in the street. It's gonna be great.
How is your relationship with your neighbors?
Best neighbors I've had.
Uh-huh.
I've had like pretty bad neighbors, and then I've had like good relationship with neighbors, but they're chill. Like stupid arguments.
Right.
Like, oh, like your skin's dark, I hate you. None of that
That's
going
good.
on. You know
That's
what I
good.
mean? Yeah. So I'm enjoying it. They're chill people. They're like, hey, come over, have a beer, blah blah blah, and it's just like good times.
That's nice because it's like neighbors are. I love my neighborhood, but one thing about my neighborhood is, well, actually two things. One, everybody has a fucking dog. Everybody has a dog, and they all drive us crazy. Like we can go outside to eat dinner on the deck, and all of a sudden everybody's dogs are barking. Right? I just can't. I can't. And then the other thing is the neighbors that live behind us. I'm pretty sure I've talked about these people before multiple times on the show, but they are just like the most annoying, irritating people in the world. The dad like screams at his kids nonstop.
Oh, I hate that. Oh my God.
The kids have like zero boundaries, and they always inject themselves into what we're doing with our kids in the backyard, even though they're way too old to be hanging out with my kids. And so they just irritate the living shit out of me. And so this year, there's kind of been a silent war going on, not necessarily between us, but over the neighborhood ducks. I talked about we have ducks in the backyard, right? Because we got a pond back there, and we have a bunch of bird feeders, and we throw out corn mix and bread and stuff for the ducks because we love the ducks to come in our yard. Well, these neighbors behind us have more real estate against the pond, and they have a nice sunny patch on the hill going down to the pond. And so the ducks have started to really take to their yard. Like the ducks are favoring these asshole neighbors, right? And so there's been this real battle of like, okay, how can we get more ducks in our yard? Because like they're not getting our ducks.
Yeah.
They get our peace of mind, and they steal our private moments. They're not getting these ducks. And so there's been a real effort to sway the ducks back to where they belong, back to daddy's home, right? And so far it has not been very fruitful, but I got a text from my wife yesterday while I was at work, and she said, check out this duck party. And it was a video of our whole backyard was just filled with all of the ducks. And I had this moment of like, fuck yeah, we finally won. And I woke up this morning, looked out the backyard, all the ducks are in our yard. So it's like a political campaign, right? Like the polls are in, and the ducks prefer my yard once again. So I am super jazzed about that. But you have no beef with your neighbors whatsoever, not even over ducks.
No beef. We are not fighting over with the local wildlife with our neighbors.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. Well, let's start this episode the way we always do, with our super positives. And since I don't have my sound effects queued up, Antonio, I'd like you to sing it.
Megadad's being super positive.
That's really good. You even got like the rasp of the positive. You got to hit the tear of.
You gotta be.
Good job.
I don't know.
You joy, man.
I'm not the most joyful person at the moment, but I was gonna bring something up I can't talk about, but let's just say that life changes are looking up. So things are looking up for me in general on life change front. So I'll be sure to share the news on an upcoming episode of Megadad's Live. But things are looking up for the Hypecaster.
That's good.
Things are going good. So undercover, low key, those life changes that really kind of make a difference. And we're not pregnant, so it's not another kid. So I know everybody's thinking like, I know everyone knows I'm very fertile, but
that is one thing that when everybody talks about you, it's about how fertile you are.
Yes.
Well, there's still time.
Yeah, sure.
I like your shirt, by the way.
So this shirt, for those of you listening on audio, is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild logo, very large on the front. And then on the back, there's a rendition of me being Link and my daughter being a Link as well. So like in 2 Link costumes holding hands. Look at this.
Are you kidding me? What the hell? Oh my, this is why you watch the video version. This is why, fuck the podcast feed. You come to youtube.com/megadads so that we can pretend we're looking at Antonio's shirt when we're actually looking at his ass.
Imagine just holding hands and like just walking toward the Cerulean sunset, and like me and my daughter like holding hands with like a cartoon like version of me and her dressed up like Link with the shields and swords on our back and stuff. It's really cool. My wife got me this for my birthday, I believe, or Father's Day, probably. Yeah, Father's Day. So yeah,
that's super apparel. Cool.
This is like the coolest shirt I own. So this is all you're gonna get.
All right. Well, my super positive. Sometimes life just works out in your favor, right? And the stars align and cool things happen at cool times. And we just discussed it this weekend is my birthday. And I just found out that Twisters is available on digital. And this birthday weekend, I get to watch Twisters in my living room again. I don't know what it is about movies releasing so damn fast at home.
Yeah, it's as soon as they're out of theaters, it's on there.
And when we booked our tickets for Alien, like Twisters is still in my local theater, and it did really well. Like that movie made a lot of money. It exceeded expectations, did really well, but it's already out to buy at home. So I bought it on Prime Video, and my mom's going to come over and watch the kids. They're going to watch Twisters while we go watch Aliens. But I'm going to watch it again because I friggin' love that movie. And it came out to own right on my birthday weekend. It was a total surprise, so I'm excited. Sometimes just fun little shit like that. Like, I love loving things, right? And I love it. I'm having a great time this summer.
Do you, when you have like at your home setup, do you like emphasize like audio? Do you have any type of special speakers, or do you just do the straight from the TV, whatever came stock, like with the speaker? Or do you have like an upgrade?
We have a sound system. I wouldn't say it's like a great sound system, but
any improvement is usually good, especially for watching films. Like
if you're a movie buff, you got to have some kind of surround system. So
if you can,
sound bar, subwoofer, speakers in the back, whatever it is. Like I said, we didn't invest a lot, but you got to crank that frickin' volume if you're watching a summer blockbuster for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey everyone, it's Adam here from Megadads to tell you all about Zencastr. You know, I've been podcasting here at Megadads for almost 10 years. And after fumbling around and struggling with other programs and platforms, I'm happy to say that the team has settled right here with Zencastr to record all of our podcasts. Zencastr is incredibly easy to set up and use right out of the gate. You can get going with podcasts that have studio quality sound as well as high fidelity video for everyone on your podcast. And with built-in multi-track recording, your post-production work is going to go off without a hitch. That multi-track recording is essential. It is the number one thing that you need for your podcast recording and editing. If you want to do it right, you got to do it with Zencastr. And with a suite of tools, your post-production work is going to be so easy. You can take out awkward pauses. You can adjust your recording levels on all of your multi-tracks. You can take out that pesky background sound, all with the click of a button. It's incredibly easy to use. We use Zencastr for everything here at Megadads, from recording our episodes of Megadads Live, having team meetings. Even this advertisement right here is created with Zencastr. I honestly don't know why you'd use anything else. Isn't that right, Mabel? See? Go to Zencastr.com/pricing and use the code Megadads. This is important now. Use the code Megadads. You're going to get 30% off of your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience that I do for all your podcasting and content creation needs. It's time to share your story. Go to Zencastr.com/pricing and use that code Megadads. You think you can make a better podcast than me? Place to start is Zencastr. All right, let's get into the headlines. This story actually is not very enjoyable. It's not a good one, this episode. But I want to talk a little bit about, a few weeks back, there was the announcement that Game Informer was shutting down. Game Informer, of course, a long-standing video game magazine, 33 years of operation. And it was based in my backyard right here in Minnesota. So it was not just a great source for video game news and information, but it was a local company, and that was just always kind of like a proud moment. You always love when this stuff like that is in your backyard. You living in Chicago, you've got a lot of like really great stuff that is brought up in your neighborhood, and so you take a little bit of pride with that. But besides just the fact that this long-standing media entity was wiped off the face of the earth by a crappy organization such as GameStop, I kind of want to talk about the state of video game media in general, especially in the aftermath of Game Informer shutting down. I don't have a lot of great sources for video game news these days. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts. I used to go to a lot of different websites, but even like the mainstay IGNs and stuff like that are really leaning more into the opinion rather than the news. And it's in the wake of influencers and social media guys. And I just, as a YouTuber, I mean, we're YouTubers, we're in that space, that influencer space. But like, I don't know how I feel about, we are kind of people like us, not us personally, but people in this space are really setting the stage for what video game media is. How do you feel about it?
I am always gonna enjoy the opinions, but there's a shift from that to like the influencer culture, like you're saying, the content creator kind of approach to it. And same like you, when I try to do video game news, like what's trending, what's important. Jason Schreier does a lot of like independent journalism type thing, or journalism aspect to it, kind of like exposing the back end, like why did this layoff happen, what's going on. But like I'll look at Reddit sometimes for like some trending news. I'll look at VG 24/7. Like it's hard though, because I same like you, I don't have one mainstay. A lot of times I'll rely on whatever the algorithm in Threads or whatever social media I'm on to push something at me, and it kind of feels manufactured and gross in a way. I don't know. I just wish there was just a singular trusted source of news that you could rely on and be like, I'm not going to miss anything if I go here. But the investment just isn't there anymore.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that algorithm thing, because it's like I find more and more Threads. I mean, Threads is kind of where I live now. I've left Twitter. I don't really hang out on anything else. I don't understand Instagram because I'm too old. Same with TikTok.
Me either. Yeah,
so,
I'm too old for Instagram.
Threads is kind of just like, it's the closest thing that I have to what Twitter used to be. But the algorithm so clearly just pushes the things that it knows I want to see. And that's not great for when you want information, when you want to know the things that you don't know. Right now, Threads is pushing Deadpool and aliens at me nonstop. And it's like, that's great, but like, I want to be informed. So I don't know if that's the best platform for news. And you talk about like Jason Schreier, and he's probably the closest that we have to like a real journalist who digs deep into stories, but also he's a personality, and he kind of gives me the same vibes as like a Jeff Keighley, where it's like they kind of make it a little bit too much about their personality. They're delivering the goods, but they inject so much of themselves into what they do that it's off-putting to me. And even like IGN right now is just pushing so much opinion, which is fine. But like, I don't know what the good alternative is for just the news, just the facts. And it's kind of been going that way for a long time
too. Like, you want to have more options, and everyone's being pushed out and condensed and then siloed. So let's say that you did have a good person, that you had a trusted source or someone who's really putting in that work. Where are they, right? And how do you find them? With, like you said, with the destruction of Twitter, where for many good reasons I don't want anything to do with, I feel like the social media connections have been shattered, and then we're all trying to still connect with each other, and discoverability is like super low. Let's say that you're trying to get into, the gaming news industry, and you're like, I love journalism, I love writing, I love the gaming space. Where is that person supposed to go now these days? Like, there's only few players left. Print media is out the door. GameStop Game Informer, before they shut down, they were giving away, as part of their final like kind of hurrah push for subscriptions, it was like something like $2 or $9 an issue, something ridiculously low. And that's just sad, because you can't run off that type of support. It's like people are not willing to pay and invest, so it's hard for them to find sustainable business models. So there's just so few places to go. And even if you do find something, then how do you spread the word and have people find it? It's just so siloed, and it's so sad. It's bleak right now. It really is. I think we're gonna miss Game Informer quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think it's just kind of the writing's all over the wall, because you even look at what the industry itself outside of media is doing. Like, there's a de-emphasis on events, and like everything is being shuffled out to like YouTube videos, and E3 is dead, and it's just like everything is going towards the easy to digest, delivered straight to you. And I don't know, I just, as an old, I miss being able to turn on what G4 used to be, or watch the Electric Playground, or pick up an issue of EGM and just get the information and the hype from that. And it's just not there anymore. It's not the same when I'm sitting in my living room watching a YouTube video. It's just not. Sad.
It's sad. The gaming, I was gonna bring this up at some point, but like, are we curmudgeons? Are we just like saying, oh, the good old days, but like, are we delusional, or are we bringing up like things that are worth lamenting over, like something of value that was actually been lost? Maybe it's like the lens that we're looking at it through, but I don't see us complaining for complaining's sake. A lot of it is like that intangible parts of it and the nostalgia piece, but from a business standpoint, I figured that we were at our best when gaming culture was starting to go mainstream, and everybody was on the same page, and getting lots of news, and everything was being hyped up, like with E3, and then it would make a cultural impact. With now, it feels like it's harder and harder for, let's say, a great game to break out, make waves, and be lasting in the news for very long, or in the zeitgeist, you could say. Because like, what are they going to latch on to now? Where are you getting your hype factor from? I want to say that with the hype being gone, the approach to no print, the approach to no E3, that it's gonna hurt us in the long run. They're like not enough people are playing games. We really want to grow this space. I'm like, somebody's got to make the investment, right? I mean, how, like, I'm doing my best. I'm trying to make kids and then teach them how to play games, show them the good old stuff, show them some of the new stuff. That's my contribution.
We're just gonna have to take this on ourselves, man. I just saw a few days ago What's Good Games is shutting down.
So
yeah,
like
they have a
even
lot of life stuff going on, and life is, eventually you get out, right?
Yep.
But wow, yeah, what's good games? Like they were excellent as well.
I guess
Man,
we're just gonna have to absorb all of their audience and
Okay.
really just show them how it's done.
yeah, make a nice community here. You're welcome, all former What's Good Games listeners. No, their crew is really fun, and
Yeah.
I want more opportunities for people who are passionate about making games, reporting on games, contributing to this gaming culture to have opportunities to make a living off of this in some way. But it's just so bleak that someone with all that passion and talent, where do they go? Do they have no place else to go? Like, isn't that sad? Like, what are we going to do if we don't have that pipeline of excellent people going somewhere to contribute?
Well,
Sad.
we got to do our best, and we're
Come
going
to
start.
Megadeads,
We're going to
contribute
start
here, have fun
right
with
now because you have a
Okay.
game that you're going to talk about that I'm excited to
Yes.
hear about. What's this house golf game called?
it. House of Golf 2. So I didn't play House of Golf 1, so I wasn't familiar. The
You don't know the
great
story,
thing
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about you are basically the ball. It's like a mini golf, like putt situation. And you're playing from the perspective of the small ball, and you are in the course that is strewn about different areas of a house. So you'll be in like the living room, garage, attic, and there'll be like things everywhere, like a can of corn and like a drill and pencils and toys and everything. So think like Toy Story or the video game Grounded, where you're small and everything around you is big and blown up. So it's cool. This has never stopped being cool, this idea, right?
Yeah.
So all the obstacles, the ramps and the pitfalls and hazards are toys or objects that would be in a house. So it's really cool, like almost as if somebody like tried to make a path and course for you, just laying things around that they had. And that is a cool setup.
It's like what you used to do as kids when you were playing with your toys and you would
Yes.
build all these big elaborate sets. Only it's like, what if you had all the stuff as a kid
Yes.
and you could do whatever you want? Your parents are out of town, just go ham in the whole house. It reminds me of like the Hot Wheels games.
Yes, the Hot Wheel where the tracks are like all around in your
Going to the
little
living
Hot
room and
Wheels
everything like that.
car. Yeah, and you're going up and down everything. So it's really cool as far as the setup. And
Mhm.
the second thing that is really a huge plus here is I think it's made with the new Unreal Engine, but it's beautiful. The
Yeah, it looks
lighting
amazing.
and graphics to this thing are way better, because they could have done like a artistic, cutesy artsy, cartoon visual style, but instead of doing that, it's like all realistic, lifelike objects, lots of color though and pop, and the lighting shadow system is like great. In some of the later courses, they mess with the time of day and the light that's being provided by the sun through the windows, or now the sun's setting, or things are glowing and it's very dark, and you have like toys with their little headlights like moving around, and it
So
gets like
cool.
it looks great. So it's a visual treat. The actual gameplay is really good as well. Like you have this meter, and I'm playing on PC, so you click and then drag, and then it will increase your power, decrease your power, just dragging up and down. And then if you want to, you can like really modify it, and it gets like granular, where it's like, okay, just a little bit. And sometimes you have to get that specific with your power, and it feels really good. Like whether you're hitting the ball like just a little tap to like barely scoot around an obstacle, or you're just like letting it fly off of a ramp, it feels like click and like poppy, and the ball has a good like arcadey but still weighty like feel to it. So
Mhm.
the best part of the game to me by far is finding the different paths around the course where you feel like really smart for like finding it. So they'll have like the easy path, right? You're gonna make par, you're gonna get in 3-4 shots, and then they have the trick stuff where, oh, I found this ramp, and if I go off the ramp, off that like can of corn, turn the corner and bounce off in the right way, I could cut down my strokes by half. So you can do like that type of stuff. And then they have the interactable things. So the ball may go up to a little like air cannon, and the ball will poof, like pop out of it, or there'll be a area where it shows that a crane will pick you up off the ground, zoom you over to another area. There's like warp tunnels and things like that, like all sorts of like different things. And then there's the hazards where it's like, oh, this toy robot's like hitting you out of the way. Like this snake is like periodically, snake toy is like going to eat you. Like different things like that. There's paint on the ground that like slows you down as like a hazard. All these little things that make the course is very interesting. And then finally, there's the cheesing. The like, I am gonna notice that there's a little space under this ladder, and it's probably hidden unless you're messing with the camera. So if I go under the ladder, there's enough room for the ball to go under, hit something, roll down, like move off the back of a teddy bear, and then I'll be right at the hole in 2 shots. So those are the ones that I'm looking out for now, which is like, you know, it makes you feel good. It's like, oh man, like I found the secret. Yeah. And I'm sure that I haven't found them all. I kind of wish there were more pickups. Every once in a while, there's a pick up the gold coin in this area, and you that is kind of like drawing you there, and you're like, how would I get that? I'd have to take the unconventional route. So there is that, but I kind of wanted more. Like they have a trick system, so it's like you caught air, like you went off the paint, you did like this or that, and it's like you get more points. But then I'm not really clear yet about like those points really amounting to anything. I think it's just like a leaderboard system. But it almost as if it's on the edge of like an arcadey Tony Hawk thing, where it's like, give me an incentive even more to knock down the bricks that are stacked up in a little pile. Like let me like knock off the can of spray paint and get blasted into the air to like maybe collect other like little gold coins like Mario or something like that. Like I could see a lot of potential for something like that, but it is fun. Bottom line is it's fun.
Is there like redeemables for any of those things? Like, do you buy new balls or?
So unlocking the balls, which are awarded based on better play by getting, you know, less strokes to the hole, and then you're gonna get that. You get some really cool stuff. There's one that was kind of like a light is being emitted from within the ball, and on the outside is like this art deco like metallic thing that's like spinning, almost like the inside of a stopwatch, right? Or a pocket watch, and it's like it looks all mechanical and spinny, and lights are coming out of it. Or you'll be like a puffer fish, and like you unlock that, there'll be like you're just a wheel of a car, like just like a big wheel, like kind of like for some reason the wheel is just going. There's like a panda, there's all sorts of different cool like skins, but visually they're impressive. I'm like, they did not have to have the light emit from this ball in this way. Like there's a disco ball like type thing, like it was just it visually, I'm like, this is cool, you know. And you're enjoying yourself playing with the ball, as opposed to it just being like a skin you apply and then kind of forget about. I was like, man, it looked cool every time I was rolling around. So very, very cool. I would recommend the game. It's up to 4-player couch co-op.
That was my next question is, okay, so mini golf you think of as a multiplayer experience. Have you tried multiplayer yet
I have
at all?
not tried co-op yet, no. There's like a way where you could see to sign in player 2, and then I assume that you just, you know, take turns playing, you know, passing the controller, whatever you want to do. Sure. And it seems like a good party experience. In my age, something that I've come to terms with is I like games where you can kind of get in there, have a fun, arcadey, quick experience, in and out, not a whole lot of like my inventory, like where was I going? How do you do this? Like, what was the story? Like all these big involved RPGs and games that I've played in the past, like I feel like I'm gravitating toward the arcadey games. So this game came right at the perfect time for me, where I just wanted to have fun, where you just wanted to have something to shoot for, you know. The thing that bothered me a little bit about the game is the unlock system is weird. Like if you wanted to go in and you're a kid, or you're playing with your kids and, you know, they're not so good at it, you have to earn the trophies. You have to do well in order to unlock the next set of courses. So you'll start out with the tutorial and then 3 starter courses. And then in order to get the next ones, you have to earn a trophy and then improve on that trophy. So I'm over here getting a silver and it didn't unlock. So I went and got bronze on the next course and turned the bronze and into a silver by playing better, and then it unlocks. So they may tweak that. The thing about it too is unless you're putting in effort, you're not going to earn the trophy. Like if you are taking the simplest path, at most you're going to get par, and at most you might get a bronze trophy. But any mistakes you make, anything where you're not playing like well, you're not earning those new trophies, you're not unlocking the next courses. So it makes you earn and learn the courses to get better at them, to unlock the next level. So let's say that it just gave it to you and it's like, you know what, you played terribly, we're going to give you the next courses anyway. I thought about them doing that and I'm like, maybe they were smart to unlock this behind some effort, because it encouraged you to spend more time in the courses set by set before you would move on. Sure. And there's a lot to explore. So I'm like, maybe they were smart to do that. I don't know. But they do make you earn the unlocks. They do make you earn the new courses. They don't just hand them out. So interesting. Very interesting.
That's House of Golf 2. It's about $30, and I think it's available on all platforms. Is that
I'm not familiar with the other platforms. I'll go ahead and take a peek. But yeah, $26.99 on sale right now.
Oh,
offer ends in offer ends in just a few days on the 23rd. So 10% discount right now. Regularly $29.99 on Steam. So
grab your balls and play some golf.
It's good.
Well, that sound is the caboose, the end of this episode of Mega Dads Live, where we give you a recommendation outside of the world of video games that we think you might enjoy. Antonio, I have a suggestion for you. If you're looking for a very easy to watch show that will make you laugh and immediately want to watch the next one, it's a great bingeable show. My family and I discovered Abbott Elementary on Hulu.
Oh, I've tried it.
This is a great show. Absolutely apes the formula of The Office, but it's set in an elementary school full of quirky characters. And my wife works in the school district. Both of my kids obviously go to elementary school. I've worked with kids before, so all of us have kind of like this attachment outside of just watching a really great show. But this is a great program. There's 3 seasons right now. The 4th one starts this fall. Really funny, great characters, great messages. Like, it's great to see good characters doing good things. And obviously, like, who's better than a teacher to convey good messages? So this is a great one to watch with your family. I love Abbott Elementary. You say you've tried this one?
So we got into it. My sister is also a teacher. She watched it, loved it. It's surprising what they do with the source material, and the swings that they take with the comedy are like, wow, I can't believe they said that. And it's just like, they kind of have, and it doesn't go too far, like it's not raunchy or anything like that, but it's very like, wow, that is funny. Like they have some very talented actors and actresses and writers, definitely, because they are making fun and light of things that are just hilarious. I get a lot of these clips on my social media of like some of the highlights, and they are just a blast. So take a sampler and check out some highlights of Abbott Elementary. People are jazzed about it, and rightfully so. It is a funny show.
And it's a good time for it with kids going back to school. Like I think this is a good time for people to jump into this show. Yes. What's in your caboose?
You stole it from me at the beginning, but I was really apprehensive about Alien Romulus. I had said when I initially saw some of it was either CGI or animatronics, I was like, this doesn't look good. And I didn't want to talk it up in the Discord, even though people were asking me about it. I didn't want to spoil it for you. Mm-hmm. And I still don't. But it will be my caboose and recommendation to go see it. And I will not say anything else besides to say that is recommended. I'll leave it right at that. We are doing, along with our movie magic reviews, which is where we go and watch the latest movies and do a review that we release on the Megadad's YouTube channel. We're doing a review for this. We just reviewed Borderlands. We just reviewed Twisters. We're going and we're seeing this and we're going to talk about it. So by the time you hear this, if you want to hear a spoiler-free review followed by a few minutes of ranting about spoilers after you see it, check out that video. Maybe I should invite you on. You should be on that.
You haven't recorded it yet?
No, we haven't recorded yet.
When are you going to do
later
it?
Today.
Later today?
Tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Text me. I don't know if I'll be
it's
free.
only 30 minutes. No, it's only 20 minutes. We keep
okay.
it short.
Okay. Yeah. Shoot me a
Maybe
text. I might want to get in on that.
But see it. I'll leave it at that. See it.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Worth seeing.
I love the fact that they're
Dolby
bringing
TV.
back these old properties with really great new directors, like what they did with Prey. Like who
Yes.
thought that they'd bring Predator back in such an awesome way with a new
Prey was
visionary
great.
behind it? So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Megadads Live. Please join us in our Megadads Discord. Join the conversation. If you like this show, you can chat with us every day, all week long. We have great community full of great folks. The description, the link, all that stuff is in the show notes here. We'd love to talk to you, and we'd like for you to follow us here on YouTube, even if you're listening to the audio. If you're listening to the audio, you're a longtime audio listener, please give our YouTube channel a